It's a bull. Good morning. Hey, what's up? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Obviously, it says Deerfield Beach right down here. My normal camera of the beach that I like to take is broken, but this is absolutely one of my favorite live cameras in the whole world. This is in Deerfield Beach. It's underneath the pier, and it just shows you the amount of fish that I can't catch. And people on the pier can't catch that are just sitting right down below there. You can see schools of them. If you get a chance, take a look at the live Deerfield Beach cam. Lovely day we're having here. I've got some interesting things I'm going to talk about. First, I'm going to, in the show here, we're going to talk about real quickly what dealers are paying for gold and silver, coins and bars and different type products. I picked out a few of the key products that we typically deal in the what I consider the better deals and that type of stuff. I'm going to go over an article that a gentleman wrote about silver scarcity, and that he doesn't think that there's any silver scarcity, or that a lot of people that are talking about silver scarcity are wearing tinfoil hats. Talk about his article a little bit, and then a couple of the other things we normally talk about. We're going to go over the comments from yesterday's video, which didn't get many views at all, I guess because I said 1 year show anniversary. Nobody cares about anniversaries. You know, you always say, oh, congratulations, but do you really care when someone... So I think that was a terrible thumbnail I put up yesterday for my video on, what was it? It said, oh geez, where to put it? There we go. Screenshot. Yeah, I'll look at it later. Oh, there it is right there. Hang on one second. What was it? 1 year anniversary. I told you, Marcelo, that wouldn't get any clicks at all. Nobody cares about anniversaries. And actually, I didn't really talk much about my anniversary. I talked about some other cool stuff that I think would have been worth listening to. No less. Let's move along here to my screenshot, what dealers pay for gold and silver. I'm going to go over that, but I want to take a look at some ZH articles. Not too much on gold or precious metals right here. The truth about the silver squeeze, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, and GameStop, GM. Again, not much here in precious metals to discuss. Bill Gates doubled down, no groundbreaking data points. Tesla, again, I'm going to kind of scan down here, but again, this is part of your, again, I'm going to repeat again 100 times during the show, sorry about that. This is part of your homework here to be looking at ZH on a daily basis. Look for things that you believe are going to affect the gold price, black swan type events, all different types of things. But the reason I like ZH, as you know, is because it does provide alternative viewpoints. It's not a single corporate viewpoint that people want to shove down your throat. Well, I'm going to talk about the truth about the silver squeeze article right here that I read a little bit earlier. It's done by Monetary Metals. I don't know what they do, but I guess they don't sell bars or coins, obviously. Keith wrote about the silver squeeze narrative originally here. You know I have my opinions on the silver squeeze. Some recent videos about the silver market are generating more buzz than we have seen in a while. They make several points, but the main one that there's a global shortage of silver. This assertion stands in contradiction to the fact that silver prices just dropped. As the date of the first videos, it dropped around 10% from its level a month earlier. An 8th grader is a good litmus test for the idea in economics markets. What would a teenager say happens to the price of commodity when it becomes scarcer? It rises. So how do adults assert that big scarcity is developing while the price is dropping? They claim that the price is fake, while the market is fake, that it's all fake, fake, fake. Well, listen, folks, there's two sides of this argument. There's the people on one side that believe that, you know, everything's a big conspiracy. Everything is fake. JP controls the entire world. They control everything. They're really, Diamond is like the Antichrist, and that, yeah, there are people that are extremely to that point where everything's a conspiracy to them. Then you get people on the extreme other side of that, which are in complete denial that there's any manipulation in markets. They're complete denial that there could be any scarcity. They're complete denial that maybe the prices could be fake, and they're in just denial about anything conspiratorial. And you can pretty much tell by the way they react to when they hear something that goes against the grain. The first thing they'll do is they'll accuse you of being a tinfoil hat wearer, or they'll accuse you of just being another conspiratorial dumbass, or they'll accuse you of just being a child that just screams fake, fake, fake. Kind of like what Keith did here. But I'll give him a benefit of the doubt that he is in a particular business, and I don't think he deals in physical very much. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't, but it doesn't sound like he deals in physical metals that much. Let me go over a couple other things that he said. Again, I've liked some of the things I've read from him. I just kind of disagree with this completely. I think he is on that other side. You know, there is a happy medium here. There's a happy medium where you say, well, listen, I don't think JP is the Antichrist. I don't think they control the entire world. I don't think, you know, I'm not going to believe in crackpot conspiracy theories. Or, hold on, I am going to be, there's one side that says I am going to believe in every crackpot conspiratorial theory that I see and hear. And then again, you've got the other side, which unfortunately I'm hoping is not Keith here, that thinks that, no, it doesn't happen, it can't happen, it won't happen, that anything that goes against the grain of what he believes to be the truth or they believe to be the truth obviously has to be conspiratorial or tinfoil hat wear. Again, a lot of us, like myself, live in the middle of these two people. You have to take a look at the evidence. You have to take a look at what's going on out there. So let me go over a few things in the article that I agree with him, and then some things that I disagree with. Again, I think he sits on that one side that believes that everything is perfect. There is no manipulation whatsoever, and there is no shortage whatsoever of certain products. You believe an informed public makes better decisions, and that I have to agree with, and this leads to a better market. In researching the story, we spoke to a few dealers who preferred not to comment. They feel that it's good business if people are panic buying. I can't argue with that. If people are panic buying, that's kind of good business, but you know what? I don't see that amongst dealers. I don't know what dealers he's talking to or what dealers he's referring to, but I don't think any dealers that I know that are good dealers really want to lie to customers, because you can only lie to them once or twice before they kind of get the idea and they screw off. You know what I mean? They're not going to do business. They're not going to buy metals anymore. So I find that most people that have been in the business, most dealers that have been in the business a long time, specifically dealing in precious metals, are upright and honest about this, and they're not going to push people into a panic buying mode. And another did not want to say in public that it has 1,000-ounce bars to sell. Instead, they prefer to pontificate supply and demand theory. 1,000-ounce bars. You know, the big 1,000-ounce bar story that actually came out of Perth Mint down in Australia, where the gentleman that runs the mint, who really does a great job. Perth Mint makes some great products, but he should avoid commenting on things he has no clue about. He knows he has 1,000-ounce bars. If there's any place in the world that's going to have a huge amount of silver, where's it going to be? It's going to be at the mints. So who is the person that's going to at least be able to see these shortages out there? It's the guy that's surrounded by silver inside a mint, like with 1,000-ounce bars. And this is absolutely true. There is a lot of 1,000-ounce bars, but I'll get to that a little bit later. And 1,000-ounce bars have always traded at huge discounts, not at premiums in the past. And now they trade at a premium, even though it's a small one. But investors buying based on an error, at best pulling demand forward, there are good reasons to buy silver without conspiracy theories. Absolutely true, Keith. I agree with you 100%. But to throw the baby out with the bathwater to say, because some idiots have made some comments that are just completely erroneous and untrue, that there is no manipulation and that there is no shortages, is just taking the opposite approach, sir. Understanding the market for silver. The fact is there is a shortage of retail silver products. That's exactly true, and that's what I've been talking about for quite some time. However, the shortage of silver products has been happening well before that bullshit short squeeze thing on Reddit, and it happened well before. It was happening before even the virus of 2020. In 2019, I had a difficult time placing not large orders, when I'm saying large orders, orders that wouldn't be considered abnormally large, 5,000-ounce lots of 999 silver, or kind of almost in any good form that I could get it in, besides 90% at the time. And even before, in 2019, at the end of 2019, I was having difficult times placing 5,000-ounce orders with anybody. I just wasn't finding it. And this is before 2020. This is before all the shutdowns and everything. So I'm not quite sure where Keith is. Keith is a physical buyer seller. He actually sells physical products, or he just sells paper or not. I'm not quite sure. But no less, Keith, it was tough even getting product prior to that. So your idea that the virus is the sole reason, or the shutdowns were the sole reason of the silver shortage, and is just wrong, incorrect, sir. So let me go on from here. reflects this shortage. And if you have silver coins, monetary metal can turn this premium to an instant yield on silver, paid in silver. That doesn't make sense to me, but I'm sure you're on the up and up. You wouldn't have been around for a little while if you're not. However, folks, keep your physical. Don't be making any trades. You're just going to cost you money and incur you more money. He says you can turn this premium into an instant yield. Anyway, let me move on from there. Let's use an analogy, he says. You would not make an assumption about the global coffee commodity market if the coffee shop at the mall raised the price of a triple mocha latte. The market for the trendy drinks at the mall is different. The market for the 37,000-pound lots of Arabic beans. The same supply to a silver coin at a retail shop versus 1,000-ounce bars. Well, again, that is true. It is true. You can't assume because a local coin shop or coin shops or the big online guys are short a particular product that there is a worldwide shortage of silver, that silver doesn't exist out there. I don't think anybody has been making that claim. So give me 1 second. I told them not to bother me, but they're going to bother me anyway. So I don't think anybody's making that claim that there's no silver in the world. So I don't know where Keith made that leap that people out there that like GATA.org and the smart people that have been Ted Butlers and been talking about the manipulation and the shortages. I don't think any of them out there made the claim there's no silver out there, Keith. So really you're kind of making a false argument there. There are different markets with different drivers. According to Jeffrey Christian of Precious Metals Analyst CPM Group, there exists around 3.4, and again, this is true, 3.4 billion ounces of physical silver in the bullion form of the world today, plus another 2 billion ounces of coinage. All this is available to buyers at the right price, not to mention Grandma's tea service and Mom's silverware. Well, a couple things. Again, you're not in the scrap business, and I have been. I am in the scrap business. I've been doing scrap for many, many years. I deal with Metal Ore, one of the largest refiners in the entire world, so I'm familiar with unallocated accounts, allocated accounts, and the scrap business, sir. Here's what I can tell you, Keith, is that for the last several years, the amount of scrap coming in has been reduced significantly, especially Grandma's tea service and Mom's silverware. So there's not much of Mom's silverware and Grandma's tea services coming in to supply the market, and I can tell you that firsthand. I'm on the front lines as a buyer out here, and you can talk to any other big scrappers, they'll tell you the same thing. The scrap isn't coming in the way it used to as far as silver goes. Let me move on to, we used to fill up 55-gallon drums of scrap silver frequently. Now it's less frequent, and again, this was happening prior to 2020 as well. Let me move on to a couple of other things. John Potts, who is the CEO of Fidelitrade, a large wholesale dealer, said that the shortage of retail products is due to strong retail demand plus manufacturing slowdowns due to, and there is some truth to this. There is absolutely true. There has been an increase in the demand for silver since 2020 and during 2020 because people saw the writing on the wall. You know, they're going to just keep printing money endlessly. Metals are a good place to be. Hard commodities, hard assets like gold and silver are a good place to be in these type of environments. So there has been big, stronger demand. So this stronger demand has even taken more silver off the market. But to give credence that this shortage has only happened since the virus, Keith and John Potts, that this is just something recent development because of 2020's virus, and is wrong. It would be incorrect. This shortage was happening before then. So it's not, to say that the shortage is simply due to slowdowns in COVID, not true, not true. COVID did accelerate and make it more extreme, but we were having issues before this, gentlemen. Janie Simpson, Manager Director of ABC Bullion in Sydney, Australia, also spoke on the record. ABC is the largest refiner in Australia, refining approximately 85% of the silver refined in Australia, blah, blah, blah. We have significant supplies of refined silver products in bar format for delivery. Well, what kind of bar format? If you have significant amount of bars, I'm sure not seeing it in the United States market as far as 1 ounces, 10 ounces, hundreds, unless you're talking about 1,000-ounce bars. And I'll get to 1,000-ounce bars in a little bit. There are 1,000-ounce bars out there, plenty of them. Monetary Metals is not a precious metals dealing business. However, here we go. However, we put this out there. We will sell 1,000-ounce bars at spot plus 5%, as many as you want to buy. Well, this has always been the case. Back when I couldn't place the smaller when I couldn't place orders for 5,000 ounces in 1 ounce, 10 ounce, or 100 ounce increments back in 2019, the latter part of 2019, I could find 1,000 ounce bars, but the problem is nobody wants 1,000 ounce bars. And again, the manufacturing prior to the shutdowns was just as active. The problem is that the people that we were talking about that were refining the product were having a harder time locating the sources. It's not the fact that they weren't working full-time producing it, they were just having a hard time finding silver. This is true. Just talk to the people that are actually manufacturing 1 ounce, 10 ounce, and 100 ounce products. They'll tell you that. 1,000 ounce bars, absolutely available. But the thing is 1,000 ounce bars, even in 2019, 2018, were trading at a discount. Nobody wants them, really. The only people that want them are people that can afford to store or need to buy a huge amount of silver, don't want to pay any premium at all, and they're going to have some place to store it. Shipping's very expensive. So those 1,000 ounce bars that you're offering at 5%, by the way, I can beat that price too. If you're interested, call me, not Monetary Metals. Sorry about the phone, folks. I thought I put it away, but obviously the other one on the other side of the room. So 1,000 ounce bars were definitely available out there, and they're still available out there. But again, when we were having problems in 2019 filling orders, small orders like 5,000 ounce silver orders, we did have 1,000 ounce bars available to us, and I think, if I'm correct, they were at spot minus 50 cents or spot minus 75 cents. I think I could buy them at 99% of spot or something like that. And again, nobody wants them, difficult to ship, difficult to deal with. So using 1,000 ounce bars as an example, using silver in a format that nobody wants and that most small investors can't afford anyway is kind of stupid, if you ask me, Keith. So that wasn't a great example to use, sir. And I could, happy to debate that anytime. The true supply and demand fundamentals for silver. Now here is where I can agree with Keith on many parts. There is a different supply out there, or a different demand out there. And he talks about the true supply and demand fundamentals for silver. And again, I can't argue with a lot of that. What we see is the silver price has moved sideways since mid-December. And while this was going on, it's become scarcer through earlier February. Since then, scarcity has moved sideways. The basis takes in the signal all factors, stacking, ETFs, futures, jewelry demand, etc. It cannot be faked. Now, no, that's true. It can't be faked. That there's no way to paint this tape. But no less, again, Keith, I'm going to go, again, I agree with a lot of your stuff. There is a real reason why everyone should be buying precious metals, economies, endless printing of money, but there is also a scarcity of silver in a resaleable form out there, Keith, and I don't know why you would deny that, sir. Also, you had mentioned something about allocated and unallocated accounts. Where is that at the bottom of your, I think that's down here. We will be the first to rebel when there's a real shortage of monetary. As far as I go, today is not the day. Well, I don't think that the silver is completely out of, the world is out of silver, and I don't think anyone's saying that, but what we are saying is that it's out of resaleable products, and it has been for quite some time, for whatever reason that might be. I guess that's really it. One thing that you did mention in there, Keith, is about allocated and unallocated accounts. Well, you had mentioned that, again, I can't find your line where you're talking about allocated accounts. Where did I put that? Geez. Well, I'm going to skip it here, but here is a definition of an allocated account here. Allocated accounts. Bullion banks and many gold deals offer their customers gold accounts consisting of gold deposits and resembling currency accounts. When a customer orders gold in grams or ounces, the bank will buy the gold on the customer's behalf and electronically book the transaction. So that would be an allocated account. Unallocated accounts are basically when your stuff is put in a pool. And let me see if I can, for a lot of people, they're not familiar with unallocated accounts. Where is it? There we go, allocated. And, well, I'm going to skip this. Most of you folks that have been watching, okay, no, here's unallocated right here. The investor can typically select between an unallocated deposit account and an allocated deposit account. The gold is physically attributed to the account holder only in the case of allocated deposits in specifically designed accounts. So, as I've been talking about, and I'm not sure why Keith thinks unallocated accounts are safe, but in the case of these allocated accounts, the bank cannot lend this gold, and if the bank becomes insolvent, the bank's creditors do have interest in this gold. A customer with an unallocated account is here, this is the important thing. No matter how you slice it and dice it, if you have an unallocated account, let me read this here. A customer with unallocated account is an unsecured creditor of the bullion bank or dealer. Now, here's the key word: unsecured creditor. So, I would never suggest having unallocated accounts. Always try to have an allocated account, in my opinion, if you're going to have someone else hold your precious metals. Can't stand ETFs for that reason. Unallocated account. Anyways. One of the things I would recommend that Keith read here, sorry Keith, I'm not picking on you, I agree with you a lot, but I think you're on that one side that is in complete denial of manipulation and that there is a shortage of particular products out there, versus the people that think that, I don't think you're in that camp for sure. Let's move along here to gata.org. Again, these are the people that, if you want to know how manipulation happens, if you want to know if there really are shortages and how those shortages occur and why, don't read Keith. I'm sorry, Keith. Read gata.org. They'll explain it. These guys are way smarter than Keith and I put together, and there's some really good articles out here. One of the things you can look about articles is the basics, confiscation, documentation. They write some really good stuff here. I highly recommend you read that. And again, if you've been watching my videos here, this is part of our daily homework. I always ask that you at least look at gata.org once a week and read over the articles and learn something new for yourself. Let's take a look at what is new here. Russia ditches the dollar in more than half of its exports. Well, we've been talking about that quite some time. One of the reasons you want to own gold and silver and precious metals is because of the de-dollarization of Russia and China. And why is that? Is because we weaponized the dollar. We were once the world's darling at one point. The dollar was, maybe not our foreign policy and stuff, but everybody wanted to use the dollar. Everybody used the dollar. Bretton Woods Agreement was part of that during the 1950s and 60s, where the world agreed that the dollar would be the world currency. But we blew that a long time ago, and we're blowing it even worse now. So Russia ditches the dollar more than half its exports. That is not good for us, our economy here, folks. That's not good for the dollar, but that is good for the price of gold and silver. Other good things to read in here, but again, this is going to be a long show, so please take a look. If you get a chance today, take a look at gata.org, take a look at the new articles, and maybe we'll read this one tomorrow, but I'm going to move along today, and hopefully by the time I read it tomorrow, you have already done that, and you can fast forward this part. I'm going to go over a couple more things here. I'm going to look at the spot prices for today, and also go over what dealers are buying particular popular products at, and then I'll go over yesterday's comments for yesterday's video. Let's take a look at CCE here and see what the spot prices are doing. We're up here, 781. I think the coin said bull, so let's see what happens here. Again, that's just for fun. Silver, 26.35. So we're about the same level we have been for the last week or two. About a week and a half, or I should say 2 weeks ago, it did make that big move up from the 1730 range to this 1780 range, and it did it pretty fast, all within a week or so, or less. Liking what metals are looking at right now. Again, I think at one day you will look at $2,000 gold, and you'll look at $30 and $35 silver and $1,300 and $1,400 platinum as being really cheap, and you'll wish you had a time machine to go back and buy more. But as far as the short term goes, what happens in the next week or two, I can't tell you for sure. Could be a little bit soft next week because, again, we are starting the new month, but again, let's see what happens. Let me move along to products out there, products and what dealers actually are paying for these products. I'm going to kind of speed through this real quick. Got my little spreadsheet here. Dealer buy prices. Again, this is quite a range here, but I'm going to give you a big range. The dealer buy prices out there, from big dealers to small dealers, I have noticed. The bids are, and again, this is wholesale, dealer to dealer. This is not dealer to retailer. This is not dealer to customer. This is dealer to dealer. The wholesale spreads appear to be on 1 ounce gold eagles, the buying prices between 185 and 135. I know that's a big range, but that is the current dealer buy prices. I guess 135 would be for smaller dealers that really need to buy the product, are short. But they're paying as high, dealers are paying as high as $135 over for gold eagles, and as low as $85 over. Let's move on to the next product here, which is Krugerrands. I'm going to give you a kind of spread on that. The current wholesale dealer buy price amongst dealers, the low would be about $40 and the high is about $65, about a $25 difference there. So the lowest dealer to dealer bids I've seen has been $40. The highest dealer to dealer bids I've seen has been $65. So there's your spread right there on Krugerrands. And on maple leaves, what are maples right now? Maple, 4.9 maples. The current wholesale spread, deal to deal, the lowest I've seen is 40 bucks. And the highest I've seen is 70. So, man, that's about a $30 spread there. So $40 to $70 is what dealers are paying each other to buy and sell this product. And let me go along to the next product, which I think is the best deal out there. So if you're out there buying gold bars, again, folks, these prices I'm quoting you, these are not prices that I think you can go and buy at unless the dealer is willing to make zero. Guys have got to make something on this. So the prices I'm telling you right now is what dealers are paying each other or selling for in those ranges, a high and a low. So I suspect, depending on the dealer's profit range, that most dealers are going to want to make anywhere from $10 to $50 an ounce, depending on the number of ounces that you're buying on these products. So you can add $10 to $50 an ounce for the retail price on what you'd be paying for this stuff. No less. There's nothing wrong. There's transparency telling you what the real wholesale price is, what your dealers are having to pay for this stuff. If you have a competent dealer you're dealing with. Gold bars, and let's see what the 1 ounce gold bars in cart. Again, best deal out there. Spread is really low on there. I've seen dealer buy prices as low as spot plus 10 bucks, and I've seen dealer buy prices as high as spot plus 40. So about a $30 range there as well. But again, to me, that says that gold bars are the best deal for you to buy out there. For example, if I'm paying spot plus 40 for them now, I'm going to charge spot plus 45 if you're buying just like a couple, because I need to make 45 bucks an ounce to cover my, you don't get rich on this stuff, folks. Trust me on that. You're selling an $1,800, almost an $1,800 item, or an $1,800 plus item, and you're making $45. So that's my markup in small quantities. But if someone was going to come in here and buy, tons of ounces from me, then I do drop my price significantly. Let's take a look at some wholesale prices here too on Silver Eagles. That's a proof Silver Eagle, not a BU, so forgive me for putting the wrong picture up there. But the current wholesale buy prices, again, the spread between the high and the low, or the low and high, what I'm seeing, and where is it? Looks like the wholesale buy prices on amongst dealers on Silver Eagles is anywhere between $5 and $8. Looks like a $3 spread there. So if a dealer needs to buy Silver Eagles, he's probably playing at the very least plus $5 over from other dealers. And if he's trying to sell them to another dealer, he's probably getting around plus 8. Or some dealers in small quantities are playing as high as plus 8. Let's take a look at the prices on Canadian maple leafs as well. Silver Canadian maple leafs, buy price at low is the low bids out there I've seen are plus 250 on the dealer buy prices, and the highest buy prices I've seen are plus 5. So about a $2.50 spread between the buy and sell there as well. $2.50, $3 seems to be the norm on the wholesale spread, which is typically always been the retail spread. So this is kind of strange too. The wholesale spread on this stuff is really wide, and again, product availability tough on a lot of this stuff. Let me move along to the next product, which would be 100 ounce bars, which I think are the best deal out there. The current wholesale buy price, it looks like on 1 ounce bars, 10 ounce bars, is $2. And the wholesale selling price is $3.50. Not selling price, but the range is $2 to $3.50. So about a $1.50 spread there on 1 ounce and 10 ounce bars in the wholesale trading market. 100 ounce bars are a little bit less. It looks like I've seen bids as low as $1.50 for 100 ounce bars, and as high as $3.50. So that is actually a little bit bigger spread. It's about $2 there. And let me move along to what I was quoting for a while as the best deal out there, but now it's not the best deal out there. I think 100 ounce bars are still a better deal. Look at the buy price at 90% right now. This surprises the hell out of me. And when people say there are no silver shortages, I wonder why 90% has got such a ridiculously high premium right now. I'm looking at, the dealer buy prices are plus $2.50 on 90%. That's just crazy. That's even higher than 100 ounce bars and 1 ounce rounds. For some reason, there's a big run on 90% right now because again, the wholesale buying prices are so high. So I'm seeing a buy price, the low buy prices, lowest bids I'm seeing are plus 250, and the highest bid prices I'm seeing are plus 4. So if you're having a difficult time getting 90 out there and you don't have a good source for it, your dealer could be paying as much as $4 over to source his 90% silver. Best deals out there still, in my opinion, are 100-ounce silver bars. You should still be able to buy these for no more retail, full retail, no more than spot plus 450, in my opinion, on small quantities. And as far as gold bars, you should be able to go out and buy these for no more than spot plus 85 now. Actually, the price has gone down about $5 since last week or earlier this week. So they're a little bit cheaper by $5 an ounce. So the best deal out there, again, 100-ounce silver bars don't pay more than $450 over spot, and 1-ounce gold bars don't pay more than $85 over spot. And for you folks out there that can buy larger quantities, the price does go down for you significantly. Let me take a look at not spot prices. I'm sorry. I'm going to take a look at the yesterday's show, which was our 1-year anniversary. My 1-year anniversary was last Friday. Gosh, I got advertising on my shows now. Let me take a look at questions here, and I'll answer a few questions, and I think we'll end it at that. Skip Walker says Dems are trying to crash the stock market, crypto market, and precious metals all at the same time to institute a guaranteed state-sponsored income. Skip, you may have a valid point there. I couldn't argue with that. It makes me wonder if there's certain elements in our government, more or less socialists and Marxists, that would like to see that happen. And hey, don't be fooled. We do have socialists and Marxists in Washington, D.C. Quite a few of them, more than I'd like to see. Patrick Gelp says, of course you can get rich with metals. Yes, timing. What about a monetary crisis or collapse? Yeah, again, I did mention that, Patrick. I said, yeah, you can get, well, rich is kind of relative. What does rich mean? But you can make a lot of money in precious metals. It's all about timing. That timing is really, timing and luck are two important factors. Luck, you really have no control over, but timing, you probably do. So if you hit your timing right, yeah, of course you can make a lot of money. And I keep hearing that phone ring, and right below me. There we go. I'm going to get rid of that. Sorry about that, folks. Of course you can get, okay, Rick Hayes says, okay, I don't want your magic coin anymore. Got any magic lamps with a smoky blue dude on it? I don't know. Thanks for watching, Rick. I don't know how to quite answer that. Clueless says Dow market makers are heavily shorting at this level. The buying continues. The market will stay up until the majority of the public run out of money. As long as the Dow stays at this level, gold will continue to be weak. Yeah, kind of. I think at some point when the Dow starts to crash, you're going to see much higher gold and silver prices. So, yeah, that would be true. Enjoy Silver says expect metal price declines with paper contract expiring this week and the Chinese on holiday all next week. Very good point, Enjoy. Let's take a look and see if that is true. Paper contract expiring this week. I wasn't familiar with that, but I guess that's true. And a Chinese holiday next week. Well, if we have any monkey hammering, I believe it is usually typically done on a Chinese holiday, so that very well could be true. Silver Surfer says, congrats, cool breeze. Thank you for watching. Call it a breeze and all you guys. I appreciate it. Keith Hager says, full Basel III implementation is required for beginning January 1st, 2022, vanishing premiums and manipulation. I've read some different opinions on that, sir. And by the way, for those not familiar with what Keith is talking about here, he makes some very good points here. Just stop the video, hit that stop button down there, and you can read what he says. Thanks for commenting, Keith, and maybe we'll talk about this sometime in the near future. I have read some good articles on this Basel III deal. That claims that it's going to stop the manipulation. Then there's some people saying, no, it probably won't. Again, a long story we don't have time for right now. Thanks for watching, Keith. McCorkey says, happy birthday. Thank you, sir. PR says, RR says, I always find the best deals on eBay. People have to stack and sell it one day. Listen, RR, I think eBay is a terrible place to sell because first off, you get hit with those horrible fees and you got PayPal fees. As a seller, that's a terrible place to sell. And on top of that, if you're buying from people on eBay, how do you know what you're getting is real? I don't care how good their feedback is. I mean, if the guy's selling on eBay and he's not a precious metal expert, how does he know he didn't get burned? He may be genuinely and sincerely selling you a product and tell you up and down on the phone how real it is and how he knows it's real, when in fact he really doesn't. I'd rather deal with, when you're talking about high dollar items like gold and silver, especially gold, I'd rather deal directly with a professional and pay the extra money, providing you can find a professional. Butterbean says, happy anniversary. Hey, thanks. Thank you for teaching me. You're welcome, Linda. Again, the whole point of this show is showing you guys what I look at and giving you my opinions and trying to teach you to think for yourself. because you certainly don't want me thinking for you. Mark Peters says, sorry, but was asking the question about the silver price on the 29th. Congrats, Brian. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate you watching. What do you see the price at on the 29th? Gosh, jeez, I don't know. I don't do short-term predictions. My coin does. And I tell you what, Mark, here, I'll do a quick toy. What does my coin think? It's probably the best answer. Oh, the coin gave us a bear. So the coin says a bear on the 29th. So that's the best I can tell you, Mark. But overall, medium, long term, man, just keep stacking. Buy as much as you can and buy the dips when the opportunity arises. Hey, Z, what's up? Thanks for watching again. Now we ride says, congratulations on your anniversary. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. 1 year of doing this. Man, it gets difficult. Like I said, how many times can you talk about one subject over and over and over? Jigsaw, and I do try to mix it up and keep it different. I hope I do. Jigsaw Jazz says, happy anniversary. I appreciate that. So does Julie Newhouse. Silver Rose says happy anniversary as well, and I really do appreciate that. Thanks, folks. I really appreciate you watching. And for those new folks, hit that like button and that share button up there. I appreciate that as well. And the subscribe button. Well, that's about it. Gosh, I can never do these shows quick. I'm going to try to get these down to 15 or 20 minutes because they are going on a long time. Well, thanks for watching. This is Brian Kuzma with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Call me anytime at 954-493-8811 between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Happy to help you out. And if you got any questions, like I said, feel free to give me a ring. Meanwhile, see you tomorrow. Have